Like many, on my downtime, I like to play video games. Sometimes I want to play something like The Last of Us. Other times, I'll stray towards a Jurassic World game. But a lot of times, I go right to a NASCAR game. Now, I've sung all my praises for the old EA games, like Thunder 04, and I've also given my extensive criticisms in the NASCAR Heat series. But there's one that I really haven't touched upon yet.
Miles for nothing. It's definitely not a joyride. 400 miles here at this concrete monster.
That is, hold your line here. Hold your line. Middle is good. Shoot the middle. Clear to the bottom. You got it. You got it. Oh, no. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yes, the Eutechnyx games. The Eutechnyx NASCAR game series. This series, to me, is one that I actually compare to the Star Wars prequels. What? Hear me out on this first. Both are series that, while relatively good, follow up far superior series. Both stumble out of the gate, but by the end of them, they really hit the winning formula, and both created a way for fans and others to be immensely creative. So let's look a bit into it. The trailer I showed you was for NASCAR 2011 the game, and NASCAR 2011 the game was the initial one in this series. The trailer was mostly the best part of the game as a whole. When the trailer dropped, I was about 12 years old. There hadn't been a NASCAR game that I had liked for about 4 to 5 years. The hype for this game remains, I think, the highest that there ever was for a game. After years of EA not giving a damn, it looked like there was a new, better era for NASCAR gaming. And while it was a new era, it was far from better. The game was glitchy, and much of the AI was mind-numbingly stupid. While the graphics improved over EA, the damage model looked like an arcade game, and the physics were subpar at best. It felt as though the air had been taken out of the sails of NASCAR gaming. And this is the most important to understand, because in my opinion, the failures of this initial game sealed all of Eutechnyx NASCAR legacy. And what it also helped set up was two great things for NASCAR's community as a whole. To start with, the paint booth was really good and it was a great continuation of what EA was doing. While it wasn't the same thing, you could be very expansive and creative and make really anything you wanted. I mean, me personally, no matter which one of these games I was on, I would immediately make either Dale Jr.'s Budweiser scheme or Dale Earnhardt's Black 3 car. Now with these, or any other schemes, you can use it for league racing. This really started with the EA games, but took off with the Eutechnyx series. There were some great things starting out, even with the game's flaws. NASCAR The Game Inside Line helped fix some of these problems. The AI was much better even with some pitting issues, and the plate racing was really improved as well. Modeled off of the hybrid pack racing of 2012, you had absolutely wild scenarios that you could be put in. Another great thing about these games is that you can really change up how you race. This is something that the Heat games and really also the EA games never could perfectly accomplish. While you can race on the high line at Kansas in the Heat series, the other lanes are rendered almost useless after a few laps. But in the Eutechnyx games, there was truly great multi-groove racing. Go to tracks like Homestead or Kansas or Chicagoland, and you can run down low, you can run in the middle, and you can run the high lane inches from the wall Dale Jr. style. This was the absolute peak of this series as a whole, the driving style being different for every track. Again though, the biggest problem with this game in my opinion was the dumbed down AI and a lot of the issues when it came to, well, glitching from screen to screen. While the AI raced well around your car, they had some really bad issues. The one I hated the most is when they would go down pit road for green flag pit stops. These dumbasses literally would stop on the track or at least go from race speed to pit speed with no warning. So unless you ran the high line, you were in store for a major code brown. Also, when it comes to being on league racing, There was a lot of problems when it came to lag and not being able to see the same thing from screen to screen. This is something that's continued to this day. I don't know how you really solve it except for good internet and maybe some better servers. Now, there's a number of games that were released after this, but I have to admit that they're basically copy and paste. As you may know, I am not the biggest fan of copy and paste gaming. What you could see about this is that Eutechnyx gave zero shits about these games at this point. And even with this, they're still relatively good when the problems don't flare up. But when they did, it was funny as hell overall.
Whoa, caution.
You serious?
Look where my thumb is.
Fight back, man. Fight back. Yep, caution's out. Roll out of the throttle, buddy.
Dude, I can't. That's it. It's over.
NASCAR 15 would be the final game in this series. It is really the most popular in the series, and to be honest, I don't understand why. While enjoyable, it's similar to Inside Line, NASCAR 13, and NASCAR 14. If you had these all with the same skin, I probably would not be able to see the difference. It races the same, has similar game modes and such, which is not a complaint because I actually like all those. I just don't get why it's so loved. It has glaring issues with it, like glitches like before, and like I've said, it really is just the same as the previous 3 games with just minor changes and different skins. I have to think that the reason people love this game so much is because it's the last one before the Heat series. That's the only way I can really think of it, because I really don't see what's special about this game compared to the others. Now, this is pretty much it for them, as Duesenberry Martin would soon take over from them starting in January of 2015, and that would eventually lead to the current NASCAR Heat series that we're under right now. And that's it. The history of what I view as the most underrated NASCAR game series. Now I want to hear from you on this topic. What did you think of the Eutechnyx series? Also, if you did play these games, which was your favorite in the series and why? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.